My name is Jeremy Samiti. I am a Governor Michael Dukakis Fellow at the Boston Global Forum. So what I'm going to do briefly today is talk a little bit about the cyber threat landscape. Again, provide some statistics that we have seen out in the field. And then kind of go into a little bit about the action plan as a part of being a fellow at the Boston Global Forum, of what I've been tasked to do as part of that. Okay, so I want to just go through a couple of quick slides here and kind of go through the reality of what we're seeing in cybersecurity. We all know that it's a grim picture out there. So what you're seeing here is a breakdown of where the cyber threats and where the cyber attacks are coming from. So what you see here is approximately 70% of cyber attacks are related to cyber crime, which are financially motivated, which means, simply put, is that close to 70% of cyber attacks are targeted at stealing your data for profit. The next slide I want to show here again is this is the distribution of targets. So what you see here in the top 6 at the top here, relating to industry, social networking, online forums, single individuals, dating sites, and other organizations as well as governments. This affects everybody in the room. A couple of people have spoken about it this morning as far as the cyber attack on Japan. So everybody in this room is affected by cybersecurity in some form or another. These are the attack techniques that we're seeing. So the one I want to point out here is the largest chunk in red, the pinkish red there on the left, which is unknown. So approximately 26% of cyber attacks are unknown today, which means we have no idea what they are. We have no idea where they come from or what they do and how they attack. That is a very large number that we are seeing today as far as cyber attacks. Okay. This is a recent article here. Talks about the cyber losses today. They're estimated anywhere between 300 billion and $1 trillion. It's probably between 300 and 500 billion dollars globally in productivity loss as a result of cyber attacks. That's productivity, identity theft, intellectual property theft, trade secrets, etc. Okay, so back one more, please. So in the Q3 of 2015, there were approximately 350,000 new pieces of malware just in the mobile sector. Those are very staggering statistics. Okay. This is a very pedestrian look here at what's known as the dark web or the dark net, also referred to as the deep web. The dark web gets a lot of negative connotation to it, but as you can see here, sites that we visit like Amazon and Google and eBay and sites that we all are very familiar with only represents approximately 19% of the internet, the searchable internet today. Approximately 80% of the internet is unindexed, unsearchable, where all of the illicit activities occur down in what's called the dark web. So you have your hackers down there, they're trading malware, they're selling illegal drugs, they're doing all kinds of illicit activities. Governments are down there as well. This is the negative side of what you hear about the dark web. It provides anonymity, and people do a lot of very illicit things. But there are some good things about the dark web, and I know my colleague Bill Ottman will talk about that today as well. It provides a lot of free speech for countries that don't have free speech, that want to talk about things that are going on in their countries. So again, this is a very pedestrian look at what the dark web is. So what I've been charged with doing as part of the Boston Global Forum is building the Cyber Threat Index. So what we have done is we have started to put this together. These are some screenshots of the site that we are still developing. And what we're doing and what we have seen in working with academia and researchers around the world is that there's a disconnect between the technical reality of what's going on and how that we can connect that with policymakers, legislators around the world to develop better policies. So what we're doing is we're attempting to collect all of the cyber attacks around the globe. And that's a very daunting task. So we started sampling that with a number of different sources in collecting that information. So what we're doing is we're collecting all that information. We're going to allow our subscribers to take a look at all of the cyber attacks that have happened, and we're going to put an index together that sort of puts these on a scale from a severity level to show how severe these attacks are, the global impact, the efficacy of them. Go ahead. The vulnerabilities that are out there as well, so that we can provide this type of data in a one-stop shop area to provide reports and other types of data for policymakers and legislators to look at and show them where these attacks are coming from, how they're attacking us, and what we need to do to better formalize our policies and regulations. So this is something that we're building now, and we're going to continue to build. So as this thing rolls out, we'll keep everybody up to date on where we are. And that's it. That's part of my action plan. Thank you.